Is this the end or just a new beginning? Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. The 2005 Yamaha R6 project has taken me down some roads here, but we are going to see what we can do about getting this thing operating properly. I will, of course, try to sprinkle some links throughout here, but the last video I made on it, we took the engine apart and it was doomed. Here we are once again with the bad bearing. Where's it at? There you go. That bearing is bad, and that rod bearing is also bad. This one is bad. It's in a position where I can't move it, but at least those two are bad for sure. I didn't check any of the other ones, but the price of a new crankshaft is about $700, and bearings, you have to add all those up as well, gasket set, all that, and that's without even touching anything else. It'd be silly to do all that without doing at least the top end, so you'd be looking at $1,500, which I guess if you really love the bike, maybe it meant a lot to you, or you plan on keeping it forever, $1,500 is not bad for a completely rebuilt engine. But this is a used bike. We got it for what I thought was a good deal. Obviously, the good deal is starting to slide away a little bit, but we're still going to be okay. So, you know, first option, rebuild the engine. Second option, you know, maybe just give up, part the bike out, and cut our losses. Option number 3 was to buy a used engine. Well, I just happened to find a 2003 Yamaha R6. Now it came with a frame and a swing arm and a shock and exhaust and a few other things. The 2003 to 2005 engines are supposed to be the same. They said, from what I've read, the fuel injectors are different, the throttle bodies, but that's okay because I'm just going to use the original ones. Everything else should theoretically just go on here and hook up and be ready to rock and roll. So first thing that I'm going to do before I start getting that engine in is get it prepared. So I am going to, sorry about the light, it is bright and hot out today. So while I have this engine out of the frame, I'm going to pull the valve cover off and I will do a valve clearance check. This would be a good time for me to remember to put a link up above here where I did a valve clearance check on the other engine before I removed it. So it's nice and easy now. Now's the time to do it. We're going to check that. I'm going to check the timing chain, and I probably will even take a good look at the clutch while I'm in here. Not a bad idea. It's easier out of the bike, and I have a brand new clutch for the other one. And just like buying a used bike that doesn't run as a project, now I bought a used engine that I have no idea of its history. So we will see. And let me get this thing, let me get the garage cleared out, and we'll get the engine all prepped up and start installing it. Old engine bad, new engine, well, we hope it's good. I just got done checking all the valve clearances. Everything was within spec, right in the center of the specifications, and everything looks very good up here. Much better than the other one even did. So I'm feeling very hopeful. Everything looks clean. I don't even think this valve cover was off, which would tell me that either one of two things. Either it's low miles or no one ever inspected it, but if they never inspected it and they're still within specs, that makes me feel pretty good. Also looking inside the exhaust ports, which maybe you aren't going to be able to see them here without a light, but those look a lot better than the ones on the old engine did. There's not a lot of greasy crap in there, nice and dry, just a little bit of carbon inside of there. And looking inside the intake ports, which once again I don't have my light over here, but they look very good as well. So we're rolling the dice, but they're slightly loaded, I think, so we're going to hope for the best. I'm going to button this engine up, double check everything else, and we will see how we're going to get it up onto there. That's ideal music right there for this. Gotta get my Rocky strength. Engine's all buttoned up. I'm pretty sure I got everything moved over, but there'll be some hoses and that sort of thing. Now I have to get that in here, and I can lift it, it's heavy, but I have to get it in here, and then I want to try to get it on my jack again, the scissor jack. Now when I try to take it off, of course, it only has that small pad, and so it fell off of there. Well, I made this engine cradle, so that might help, but now what I have to do then is lift this onto here, which it's on a little rolly stand right now, so it can just kind of slide over. Then I have to lift it onto that, which I could probably tip it over and get that on there. Then I got to get it on that, and I did a little test on the old engine, and the way the engine sits in there, it's kind of almost sitting exactly how it would sit in the bike right now. So it leans forward. So it's going to be a challenge. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got my tank hold down strap here. So I'm going to try to lower that down here and attach that to the front of the engine somehow to kind of give that a little bit of support. Because it's not going to take much. Once I get it lifted up enough, I can line up the bottom bolt and the top bolt. So let me see if I can move this all over here and bring you all back, and you can watch the S show. I sort of censored myself there. This has been no fun so far by myself. Probably about 10-15 minutes of wrestling it, getting it in there. I got a ratchet strap hooked up here, holding the front up. It's just really hard with one person. Two people, this wouldn't be too bad. But I do have it up on there, and let's see, there's the top bolt, and you can see we're about 4 inches away. I really don't want you all to see this. I don't want you to see this. Oh man, it's never easy doing things like this by yourself. But I don't know. For some reason I enjoy the struggle a little bit, and I don't know. It's an independence thing. I like to feel like I'm an independent person and can do things by myself. And also, it's the middle of the day on a weekday, and getting someone to come by then, it's just not that easy either. You know, one of my good friends, all he does is cooks on YouTube, so he don't know much about putting engines in, but it'll probably make him hurt his back. All right. We're going in, we're kind of crookedy, but we're getting there. Oh yeah, we're really close. Even though it doesn't look like it, the problem is the whole engine is cattywampus here. Right there's the top, and right there, so I'm gonna have to wrestle this thing over this way. But anyway, I hope you all get the idea. I'm gonna tighten the slack up on that to keep the front a little bit safer, and I'll hopefully I can wrestle that in. All right, I've had to change plans a few times. Engine cradle didn't work nearly as good as I had hoped. We slid off everything, and engine was hanging there a little bit, but I've just been lifting it up a little bit and then stacking stuff up underneath it little by little here. And hopefully you can see we're right there. We're right there to getting this top engine mount bolt in. It's very, very close. You know, I should just mount this thing to my head or something. There you go, you can see that side's close. This side's a little bit buried under here. The only problem now is you do a little bit of wiggling on this engine while it's on this jack and hanging on the front, and the whole thing can go kablooey. And that's not what we want. Okay, we're pretty close. We're half an inch off at this point. Or since it's metric, I guess we're about a centimeter off. Okay, I can see through. You can see through the engine mount bolt here. It's really close. Let me get a alignment pin. Alignment pin, a punch. Oh, it's so close. There we go. All right, that went through. That went through. There we go. It's not lined up all the way through on the other side. It hasn't gone all the way through, but we're in, and you can see, I don't know how well you can see it. I have to wiggle this thing back this way. And something's holding it up, but I'm gonna shut the camera off and we'll get that one in there. Can't shut the camera off with nasty gloves on. Okay, while y'all weren't looking, I was able to sneak that one all the way in and this lower one in. So I've got the two back ones in. Now we just gotta get this front bracket and this other side. There's 1, 2. So you don't tighten anything up yet, you just get everything loosely attached, and then also inside of here, I'm gonna have to push these bolts back. There's these threaded inserts in there. Maybe you can see it in here, maybe you can't. It's like a bushing right there. And you have to hit that with a giant flat tip screwdriver from in here. It's threaded in from this side, so you tighten that up so that it closes the gap there between the engine and the frame. Since I have this entire extra frame here, I can kind of show you what I'm talking about with these bushings. There's one. Where the heck is it? Right there. See it? And it expands to fill in that area there. So, ta-da! I'm a visual learner. I don't know about anyone else, but let's see, I got all these in the other side installed, so I'm gonna push these two out one at a time and use my big adjuster tool, close that in, and we will check the torque and we'll have them all torqued up. And then it's just a matter of hooking everything else back up. I'll give you the link to the teardown, or it's probably already put up here because I'm pretty lazy. I don't know if I'm gonna put it right here or not, but you can either dig in my video archive, or I'll try to get it here, or I'll link it somewhere. But just reverse of install, and I'll bring you back once we're getting ready to start this thing. And hopefully, I'm not Irish, but let's see. Well, I got green on my hat, so we'll go with the luck of the Irish today. And maybe I won't even get it to that point today because it is hot. I'm out here sweating, and I'm about ready for a big break because that was a struggle to get that engine in here. Anyway, I got a lot more work to do. We'll keep it off camera probably, and I'll bring you back when we're buttoning her down. I'm picking away at a few other little things here before I call it a day, since I'm already sweaty and stinky and I'm waiting on someone else. So one of the things I wanted to try to do is just get this exhaust up here, and gotta get these exhaust gaskets in, and you can see gravity's fighting against us here. So I wanted to show you a little tip. Got the grease. Just put a little bit on there. It's gonna smoke when she starts up, but that's okay. A little bit of grease. Put it in there. And now it's in there. It's holding. So there's your last tip of the day from Tired Tom. All I have left to do now, before we're ready to turn this thing over, is install this battery terminal. So let's do that. We'll do this live and on air here. Now, I ended up working pretty late yesterday. Well, later than I wanted to. It was kind of hot in the garage, and I was pretty tired. And then Mrs. Tom's Tinkering and Adventures put me to work in the house afterwards, and I didn't sleep well, and I wasn't feeling good either after all that. So I didn't really want to get to this, and I think a part of it was also the nervousness of, will this thing work? So I kind of put off working on it today. Everything went together pretty good. I have this bolt, which I don't remember where it goes. So if anyone here knows where this bolt goes, let me know. I'm hoping it's not something vital. I gotta say, I'm pretty nervous here. Okay, we will cycle that one more time. I filled the coolant up, I filled the oil up. All right, let's give her a go. Oh, of course. Battery is dead. Let's double check that we got this thing hooked up solidly. Ain't that just the fun? Okay, let me get my jumper pack. Okay. Really have to be dramatic with this thing. I guess it's like those TV shows. Sounds really good. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna start it and run it another little tiny bit. I want to double check for oil leaks, and then I want to check. Of course, let's look for smoke here, and look for leaks out of the radiator. So let's run it another 10 or 15 seconds here. So far, so good. Oil light goes out as soon as it starts up. Oh wait, now it doesn't. It did. All right, well, let's double check. Okay, so we were just a little bit low. I topped it off, but I figured it hadn't circulated through, so I'm hoping that's the problem. And look at that, the oil light's already off, even before it starts. Now the oil light on these Yamahas is really just an oil level, not an oil pressure light, which kind of sucks. Sounds okay. I don't know if you can see the smoke. Got lots of smoke coming off the engine from handling everything, handling the exhausts. So far, so good, I believe. We're already building up some temperature here. All right, we'll let that be for a minute. Not anymore. Not anymore. She ain't broken anymore. Oh man, let me tell you, that is a big load off of my mind. Throwing it all out there, you know, buying a project bike that does not run, And the owner, of course, they could say anything, you know, it ran before. Of course it ran before. Everything ran before. And then turn around and buying an engine with no way to tell what the heck's going on with it. And that owner said that he never ran that engine either, so he doesn't know. So I am rolling the dice out there on that table, basically. And this project was supposed to be kind of a home run, and then it turned into kind of a 2 strikeouts at the bottom of the 9th, but we came back here, and I think we got an RBI or whatever it takes. It's not a huge win, but we're still ahead a little bit on this deal. I've got a new clutch still sitting in this other engine. I didn't take it out, didn't even check this one. So I still have some things to do, of course. We got to button her all back up, double check everything. I ran it about another minute or 2 off camera, and it sounds like it's running okay. And got to get it hot, make sure the thermostat opens up, make sure the coolant gets purged. So a few more things to work on. The horn doesn't work on the bike, so I guess I might as well just work on that now while I got all the body work off and figure that out. And we have some fork seal leakage here, so I'll probably just do a video on that as well. You know, get some more content out of this thing, as if I haven't got enough already. It was supposed to be a fuel pump and be ready to rock and roll, but man, I am very happy. She's running, sounds okay. We got something anyway. I haven't had it on the road at all yet, so I will I'll do that next. But I'm gonna wait, because all this tension of getting that engine in there and getting everything bolted up, and like I said, I still have, where did that bolt go? Only one I can't remember. Well, we'll figure it out. If you're digging what I'm putting out, give me that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider doing so. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much. It means a lot. There you go, coming from the bottom of my black and dead heart. Oh, I've got a heart. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios. Good job, Banjo.